and you are watching a marketing masterclass where we're going to look at live Facebook ad accounts, look at live websites, and I'm going to give you as much feedback as I can to help you make as much money as possible. If you're interested in working with the Freedom Club and you want to learn dropshipping from the right way to do it, the way that actually makes money, you can join our course, and I can give you all the details for how much that costs and what you're going to learn in there. And if you'd like, we can even build you your very own store. And our team pulls that together. We provide everything from the Facebook ads, the videos, the images, the whole website is done. Everything is done for you and handed over, lock and key, so you have a profitable store. If you're interested in learning more about that, hit me up on my link. It's look for the WhatsApp link that's in the description of this video. In the meantime, let's go get these students in. Welcome, Freedom Clubbers, to Wednesday night's Marketing Masterclass. My name is Chris, and I'm the head of education here at the Freedom Club, here to help you make more money. That's what we're all about here. Give you guys a couple of minutes to jump on in. All right. Where is everybody? I guess you guys thought I was going to take Wednesday off. No, we're back to 2 days a week. No more hospital for me. All my kids. We're done with that. Let me share my screen. Let's go answer some of these questions. Events. Marketing reviews. I think we're going to go 4 questions today. It's going to be an early night, I think. So for those of you on the call, drop your questions in the chat if you didn't pop them in here, and I'll be able to help you out as well. Marcus, welcome. Mark Osgood, welcome to you as well. 2 marks. 2 marks in a space of 10 seconds. That's not bad. Tim and Bella, good to see you two again. Andy, nice to see you. Tim and Bella, how have I been? It's been a great week. It's been a great week. It was a terrible week last week. This week has been a great week. My kids are healthy. They're out of hospital. I've had the whole week to recover myself and get on top of all of the questions that were coming in. Yeah, we're doing good this week. Doing good. All right, so Oscar and Lear Kamsey, or Kamke? How do I say that? Oscar Lear Kamke. I'll just call you Oscar. Let's just call you Oscar. Of course, I'm an idiot. Can I please look at your ad account for Pulse Relief? Yeah, you launched a campaign 7th of July. When the campaign for 5 days got a sale. The first 2 days, the stats looked really good, and after that, went down quickly. Yeah, that can sometimes happen. Both the ads are very similar, and only one is getting the spend. Okay, well, that's quite usual, but I don't like to run ads that are very similar. I like my ads to be very unique, so that Facebook will actually, allow the spend to happen on multiple ads. When your ads are too similar, you get punished by Facebook, and it's AI. It doesn't know what to do. Hey, Logan and Verity, welcome, guys. All right, so we're looking for Pulse Relief. Let me go find you in my ad accounts. Okay, Pulse Relief. Pulse Relief. Gotcha. So we're selling a hand massager. We've spent $214 or $216. Now, the reason why I'm not interested in looking at your day-to-day is I don't care about how your account goes from one day to the other. I'm only interested in how your account performs over time, over a minimum of 5 to 7 days. Now, your cost per click is very good, and your CTR is very good, and your CPM is very, very good. So that could mean one of two things. Just looking at this from the very top. It could mean either everything's great and you got fantastic ads, which, given that you haven't had any sales, I highly doubt. But when we see results like this that look good, but you don't get the sales, it can sometimes mean that your ads are more, what the hell is this? I need to see what this is. Inquisitive ads, rather than, oh my God, I need this in my life. That could be what we're dealing with here. So let's have a look at this hand massager campaign. And we have a lot of broad interest testing. Great. And self-esteem, I wouldn't bother with any of this. Personally, I would just go broad. I wouldn't bother in 2026, knowing what I now know about how Facebook works. I wouldn't even bother testing different segments of people. I would just go broad. Now, looking at your actual segments, they all performed pretty much the same. And in fact, broad at a quality of life, interesting at 91 cents per click. Let's have a look at the ads. C2 and C1. All right. Let's have a look at C2.
My mum started with arthritis for years until I bought her the pulse relief hand massager. It targets arthritis pain with 3 powerful moves: heat therapy to loosen stiff joints, vibration to boost circulation, and compression to melt away that deep, constant ache. No complicated setup, no fuss. Just slip it on, press a button, and let pulse relief do the rest from the comfort of your own home.
All right, so you've been given a Bilal ad. I'm assuming this is a Bilal ad because it smells like Bilal. Nothing wrong with that. Bilal's ads are great. They will get you your first few sales. Fantastic. Now that you got your first few sales and now that you got results like this tells me that this product could be a winner. Could definitely be a winner. But you're going about this all wrong. I want you to simplify this whole setup. Just go broad. Now, one shopping ad. I call this a shopping ad because what works on Facebook, I'll answer that in a second, Tim and Bella. What works on Facebook now isn't an ad. When people hear the that's an ad. Their brain switches off. When people see that style of video that you've got there, they know it's an ad and their brain switches off. And the fact that you've had some decent results from their brain switching off, it's telling. It's telling. We've got something cool here. What I would do is pause all of this and I go get some UGC done. That's number one. Maybe from Creator Flow, they make good UGC. So creatorflow.com, I would highly recommend that. I'll put that in the chat. I and many other Freedom Clubbers have used Creator Flow, and you'll see some familiar faces as you scroll through all the creators there. You'll be like, oh yeah, I saw an ad with that person, and I saw an ad with that person, and that person. So they've been doing it for a while. That's about $300 for a UGC video, but you'll get something completely unique. Now, before you go and do that though, before you go and buy UGC, I have another strategy that I want to put in front of you, which is make your own videos. So I did buy a Creator Flow video for the snoring store, and it performed terribly. I wasn't too upset though, because what I really needed the video for was footage. I needed footage of someone better looking than me, younger than me, more able to make better shots than me, and he delivered that. And I was able to then use those shots on my website. So let me show you real quick what I mean. So I used his video down here as part of my website. And then I also used, I tried to use it for ads, it just didn't work at all. It does work well on the website. Once you kind of have decided this is what I want, he comes in and he just seals the deal. And I also used his video for B-roll because he was much more talented than me at filming. So that's what I used the Creator Flow for. Then my second strategy was all around me going in and creating my own ads for this. And it took 15 ads. I created not in one big go. Every day I set myself a task to sit down with my phone on a tripod and record one founder-based video where it's like, hey, I'm Chris. I'm from the No Snore store. If you snore, listen to this video. And basically, I would try. I never write myself a script because I'm terrible at doing any type of ad. If I have a script in front of me, it just looks like I'm reading. It just, for some reason, just switches my brain off. But I would take some notes of points that I wanted to make. And every day I would try and do something similar to the video that I did the previous day, but add something new or remove something. and then test it against each other. So my first video was more like, did you know if you snore, you are at risk of heart disease and you know, it increases your chances of cancer and all these terrible things. And I tried that angle and I got a couple of sales. But we were talking like $80 to $100 a sale. So I was like, okay, we can get sales if I talk about health. And then every day I sort of tried a different angle until I really landed on the one angle that now gets me like $40 sales, which is based around the feature of my product that other things don't have, and based around the price point of my product being the, you know, it's this. If you want to buy a mouth guard, this is the affordable way to do it. How's my store going now? We are profitable. We are profitable every day. But it took me 15 videos to figure out what to say. Now, I've got one winning ad in this business, which is me talking about the points that work. Next step is, now that I know the script, I'm now going to go hire more UGC people to say that script. So then we get the ad variants, and they can add a little bit of variance in how they deliver the script. But now I know the points that are going to get me the sale. And you kind of, at this point, for your business here, you don't know the points that are going to get you the sale, because all you've got is this one ad that looks like an ad. I like the arthritis angle, so I would like you to get out there and start testing some different delivery methods for how you're going to deliver that. This is a great product for those who suffer from arthritis. We need to know a few things. We need to know, is it better to sell this as a gift? Is this better to sell this to the person who actually has the arthritis? Is this better for someone who has a different type of hand issue? Could this work for people with connective tissue disorder? Could this be good for muscle cramping in the hands? All those sorts of things. Someone who uses their hands all day, like a massage therapist, is that a good angle for this? You're not going to know unless you get in there, make the video, and test it against something that you already know is working. And then go and buy your UGC from a UGC creator once you know exactly what you want them to say. Otherwise, it's sort of like a gamble. On the website, now that we know that you're getting decent clicks, let's check out the website. Why is my email in there? Why is that in there? All right, Pulse Relief Premium Hand Massager. Relieve hand pain for arthritis and overuse. Improve circulation for reduced swelling. Deep relaxing massage for tired hands. Restores mobility for easier gripping. These are great. I wonder if we could even make these better. The hand massager you've been dreaming of promotes circulation, easy at-home therapy. Cool. Not bad. Not bad. How much do we buy one of these for? Whose store is this? This is Oscar. Oscar, you in the chat? I'd love to know how much you buy these for, just to check the price is something that makes sense. Imagine waking up and actually feeling your hands again. I think you could probably say, imagine waking up to pain-free hands. That would probably be a better headline there. Clinic level compression without the appointments. All right. The website's okay. It's okay. It's not that exciting. $55, cool. And you're selling this. Oh, the price. So you're making $60 on average when someone buys this. Wait a minute, my maths is shit. 119 minus 55. Oops. Yeah, $64. You're making $64 profit. That's not bad. It's not bad. Okay. One thing I forgot to check. Oops, no. Not conditional formatting. No, none of that. Come on. Come on, Facebook. What are you doing? Customize columns. Cart. Checkout. Five add to carts and 3 checkouts. All right. All right, we're onto something here. Oscar, better ads, better landing page. Like, this is great to start, but we can build on this. We can build on this. Do you guys know how I made this store? I started with something very similar to what you got, Oscar. Pop that price back up, buddy. Let's pop it back up. If it's very rarely the price, pop it, leave it at 150. That makes sense to me. That makes sense. Then we can spend up to like $100. We can spend up to $90 to get a conversion, and you'll still make a little bit of money. I put the price of my mouth guards down to $50. It didn't get me any more sales than I currently get. How I made this store was by using Claude. And I was like, Claude, I looked at other websites. I took screenshots of it. I was like, Claude, make me something similar to this. Now, when you're selling a medical device, your website's got to look really trustworthy. That's the main thing here. So I wanted this store to look like a premium health-related website. You can take ideas that I've got in this store if you like, and you can ask Claude to make something similar to you for your store. Absolutely. You take a screenshot and you're like, hey, Claude, make this section for me. And this is, I mean, this doesn't apply to you because this was really what helped my store start converting. When I started comparing the competition, I didn't say how good those products were. I just compared the price point, and mine actually did come out the best. So you just got to find that right angle for you. So take what you like from my store or any store, take a screenshot of it and say to Claude, I want you can connect Claude to Shopify and say, hey, it's time, Claude. You're going to need to help me uplift this store and make it look like a premium health-related store. And you'll be surprised how well it cooks these days. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Just to show you what I've been doing for my main store, I've been focusing on this pretty much 100% of this week. I have completely changed everything here. We've got, man, this looks good. We've got galleries here that now show all the products in a beautiful way. We've uplifted the landing pages here. We've simplified. We've made things look a lot nicer down here. It's rebuilt all of this to be so smooth and professional looking. I've redone my images. I've added my wife in instead of me. I'm gone from the website, and it's performing better without me. But the coolest thing that I added was this AI design studio, where you can actually come in and write what you want, and you can then make the kit that you want. And the customer kits that they've made all go down here. So, for example, let's just say we want to actually make this one. Let's go make this kit, and now it comes into my custom kit maker. And we can actually see now what it will look like at different sizes. So we can choose how much we want to spend and how detailed we want this thing to look. And Claude helped me do all of this. So anyway, Claude is incredible. I even had to like upgrade Claude to be the maximum level of account to do everything that I wanted to do because I used up all my credits. But I'm so impressed. I'm so happy. Yeah, this is Claude Code using Fable 5. Your store looks really professional. You want to use Claude to build. For me, it's just like yours, but you don't have Claude. Go get Claude. Go get Claude, Marcus. Go download the app. Go get like a $30 a month membership. Like I'm paying the top one, but you don't have to pay the top one. You can pay $30 a month and just have it. Look at you. You need to be the brain here. Okay, so Claude is like your assistant, but you're the brain behind the business. So you go out to your competitors and you document the things that you like. For example, we're about to launch our new. Let me see if I can bring it up. Give me a second here. Even though I tell you guys not to launch any businesses to do with what's it called? Jewelry. This is now this is like my many 10th store. So we are launching jewelry, and so Claude has helped me. We looked at the competitors, and we looked at what they were doing, and we decided we wanted to have these different features out there from all these different competitors, and we put it all together. And this is what we've come up with. So Claude has helped us do all of this. I could not have launched it without it. But we're not launched yet. This is just a preview of what we're launching. So be your brain. Be the brain here. Go out and document all the things you like from other websites, what you want your store to look like, and then sit down with Claude. This is a long conversation. This isn't just like, hey, Claude, go fix my website. This is a step-by-step. Let's work on the homepage. These are the features that I'm looking for, Claude. And it will come up with something, and you're like, no. These are the features that I want you to change. And sort of you iteratively build your website in that way. Homecraftology took me a week of back and forth with Claude to get it to the point where I'm happy with it now. There was a lot of work involved from my end of testing what I wanted and explaining what was lacking in the way that Claude was doing what I was asking it to do. You'd buy one of these? Thanks, Ike. Thanks, Ike. This guy's real. There was no AI videos on this website at all. Here's our model. All right. So, where were we? Pulse relief. I think to tie this one off, you've definitely got something here. You're getting half decent results from your ads. We just need to uplift this in terms of your ad quality, your angles, and your landing page. So not much work. I'm kidding. There's a ton of work. There's a ton of work. But I'm excited for that. Those I was not expecting to see ad results that looked that good. And so I'm impressed. You've done well. Marcus, Sleep Aura. You laughed at your ads over 3 weeks. Sharon Dane, you find Claude image making isn't good, but you've been using Claude Web rather than code. Is the code version? All right. So in order to do images, Claude did all the images here on this website. It's like Claude did this, Claude fixed that one up. So these are all Claude, but Claude itself, it doesn't have an image generator inside of it. What you got to do is hook up Claude to, say, Higgsfield, and then Claude can go and do everything you want. So for example, on our website here, before we launch, we're actually redoing all of these all of these images as square images. And I had Claude go through and use Higgsfield to turn all of our long images into square images. There was over 200 of them. I don't have the time for that sort of stuff, but Claude can talk with Higgsfield and do everything that it needs to do. Claude itself, it's a smart thing, but you got to give it the tools to do what you want it to do. And hey, Josh Hill, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Hopefully you're getting your work done too. What are you doing on this call? You got work to do. All right. Next. Marcus, Sleep Aura. You laughed your ads over 3 weeks, and a lot of add to carts, not much sales. You've changed the price to create upsells to boost the sale, but not working. Yes, like lately I've noticed for the stores that I'm sort of testing, price point isn't really as powerful as it used to be. How much do I pay for Higgsfield? I think I'm paying maybe $30 a month for my Higgsfield. I can't remember. So right now you stop the ad. You really want my help to check and give you some advice. All right, let's find Sleep Aura. I think I remember what you're running. If I'm correct, you're running the pillow. Ergonomic pillow. All right. Yeah, dude. Pivot. For God's sake, pivot. Dear Lord, pivot. $500 for 2 purchases? Jesus. No. Okay. Well, before I get too excited about pivoting, I did see the click-throughs. They are decent click-throughs. Cost per click is not too bad. CPM's a little bit high. You just thought I'd have the call in the background, or you do your to-do list? Very good, very good. Abby, you said, sorry, this might sound like a stupid question. There are no stupid questions. There are none. When you say hook up Claude to Shopify and Higgsfield, what does that mean? Okay, so inside Claude, you go into your settings and you find connectors. And you can actually connect Claude through those connectors to Higgsfield and to, I've got it talking to Omnisend. I've got it talking to Shopify. I've got it talking to Higgsfield and a few other tools. And if you don't know how to do that, you can just say to Claude, how do I hook you up with whatever website you want to hook it up with? and it will go to the website. It will figure out how to do it. And it will tell you the exact steps that you need to do to hook it up to that website. When you do that, Claude becomes ultra powerful. I'll give you an example. I had my very first weekend ever where I didn't write a Homecraftology email. I said to Claude, go into Shopify, research all of my discount codes, and correlate that with the results from all of my campaigns from Omnisend, and come up with a plan for 3 campaigns to run this weekend. And then go to Higgsfield and create image banners for these campaigns. And then write the campaigns in Omnisend and let me know when you're done. Now, the first time I did this, I found the Higgsfield's banners were a bit boring, and I just said regenerate the banners, make them more punchy, and make sure the offer is clearer. And we did that. And my God, I have had the biggest weekend of sales in the last 2 years thanks to this awesome AI, I guess, intelligence. Okay, enough about this. 2% click-through, pretty good. Now, what's working here? We got 2.3%, and we got 1.6% for the post. Let's just check the post. Buy 2 pillows, get 1 eye mask. The problem that you have is you're not really testing this ad here because you have this carousel on the side. You should never have a carousel running if we're testing an ad. Never, because how do you know as a marketer if they're seeing this one or this one? Now you're already selling me this would be a good ad if it was retargeting. You haven't even sold the problem to me, but you're telling me that I can get 2 pillows and an eye mask. I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me. As retargeting, yes, it makes perfect sense, but as a top of funnel ad, makes no sense. You have to sell the problem to me first. What's the problem that we're solving? Transform your sleep quality from the very first night. Let's have a listen to the ad.
My sleep improved instantly after I replaced my old pillow with this. I tried the Sleep Aura Premium Cool Ergo pillow, and it's a total game changer. The contour design keeps my neck aligned and supports my spine properly. The memory foam adapts perfectly.
Your problem that you're solving is way too broad. Good sleep? How does this pillow fix my good sleep when I could have a multitude of problems in my sleep? What is the specific thing that this pillow does? It aligns your neck. Why is that important? It's for people who have a bad neck. It's for people who snore. It's for people who... You need to go and find the use cases for this. What is the most important feature, or who is this going to help the most? And until you do that, your ads are not going to work. So definitely, I think my call to pivot, I panicked because I saw that you'd spent $500 for 2 sales, and that's terrible. So I think my pivoting call was way too early, and I got a little bit too overexcited. My apologies on that one. But the ads need to be fixed. Now, on your website here, we've got your Australia's #1 rated pillow for pain-free sleep. We got to avoid these Australia's #1. This is an unsubstantiated claim, and Facebook hates that these days. It hates it. I know I used to teach you guys a year ago that we should do that. And a year ago, it was fine. But now Facebook absolutely looks at the images on your website and reads the text on them and decides whether or not it wants to complain about that. And 9 times out of 10, it will increase your CPM simply because you've got this on your website. So we need to get rid of that. The image is fine. The text is not. Relieves neck pain instantly. That, my friend, is an absolute lie. A pillow cannot relieve neck pain instantly. Improve sleep quality. True, that can work. Supports all sleep positions, cool. Restores healthy posture, cool. But it's kind of missing the point. Improve sleep quality, how and for who? Support for cervical spine and posture relief. Okay, why? Cooling for thermal balance and sweatless nights. That's probably your best feature yet. But should you turn off all AI enhancements? I'll go through and tell you what to turn off in a second, Andy. That's a good question. Relief for stiff necks and morning muscle aches. we can do better than this. We can go deeper with this. You can use Claude to analyze this and come up with some really unique selling points that will actually make sense. Now, when we use Claude, we don't go to Claude and say, hey, Claude, review my page for me. AI is a terrible reviewer because when you give AI a task to do, it will try and find faults that don't exist because it knows that you want to see faults. You want to see things to fix. So it will give you things to fix even when there are no things to fix. So rather than saying to Claude, tell me where my problem is, as marketers, we have to go through here and decide where our problem might be and then say to Claude, hey, Claude, I don't think my USPs are strong enough. Help me come up with a strategy for USPs. And it will, you can say to Claude, one of the things I love to do with Claude is say, hey, give me 20 USPs and then grade them to tell me which, and show me the top 5. Claude has a great system for grading them. And it may give you 5 and you may take a few from the top 20 that weren't in the 5, but it's a great idea to start using it that way. What's up, Damon? So again, we never use Claude to analyze a page. It sucks at that, or any AI to analyze your page. It sucks at that. Only you as a human can analyze the page and figure out where you want to fix. But we absolutely use AI for thinking of new things to try and thinking of new ways and new USPs. It basically it's a thinking machine, not a problem solving machine. Now, in terms of bundle and save, we've got single and then add a silk eye mask for $10. Well, what if I don't want to add a silk eye mask for $10? What if I just want this? Oh, okay. I apologize. But however, that is annoying because I made the worst assumption. And when I clicked, I could actually remove it. So this whole thing is not working for you. Remove the eye masks for now. Let's figure out how just to sell the actual cushion for now. Now, $119 is quite expensive. I'd probably get rid of the bundles for now too. Let's just focus for the next 7 days. Can we actually sell a single pillow? And if we can, great. We'll have a baseline. Then we can add on some bundling stuff and try and make more money. For now, we'll just focus on selling one pillow. Or 2 pillows, like 1, 2, or 3 pillows. Tired of tossing and turning to find a comfortable spot? A pillow that collapses forces you to cycle into a cycle of light sleeping and physical restless. This can be done better. This can be done way better. An aligned, pain-free morning in every session. What do you mean session? Well, what's a session? Number 1, ergo pillow for cool, pain-free sleep. Again, we're going to get rid of the number 1s. Dual height for comfort. Dual height comfort for every sleeper. Precision zone. Now we've gone into this pattern here where there's way too many images here and they're all left aligned. You forgot the awesome right left pattern, and we're just dumping images in here that look like terrible images. 7-week spinal transformation. Even professionals agree that proper neck alignment starts where you sleep. Skip the endless therapy sessions and let your spine transition over 7 weeks to natural, doctor-recommended posture support. I mean, that sounds like a whole bunch of word salad. None of that makes me want to buy this product. So what I would recommend, let's rebuild this landing page. Let's focus on trying to find who is this for and what specific things is this going to fix. That will then feed back into your ads and we can start again. Sound good? Hey man, a brand ads for a product on my store which had great cost per click and CTR. It's got a sale for only £30 spent, which is 7 times ROAS. However, it was spending £5 to £7 a day when the budget was 50. How do I fix this? If your budget's 50 and it's only spending £7 and you're kind of new, it's a brand new account, basically Facebook forces a lower spending limit and you have to actually just play ball for a little while longer and be patient until Facebook trusts you enough to spend more money. Go and check in your ad settings and you may have a cap in there that you may be able to edit, or maybe you can't edit it yet. But there will be a cap to say exactly what your maximum spend is on your ad account. All right, moving on. Logan and Verity, please review Core Relief. All right. Smart Cuppa, 11 purchases, $178 a per. Ooh, okay. Okay, we're getting there. Let's look at the last week. Not great this week. Not great last week either. Oh shit, what happened? When testing ads, do I recommend campaign budget or ad set? It's a hard question. It's like, do I prefer a round spade or a square spade? It depends how much I'm going to be testing. I actually like to keep my testing very like for a problem solving product. So for the snoring store, I didn't want to waste money spending 5 or 6 different ads, because the more ads that you're going to test at the same time, the more money you have to put down to make sure that each ad gets a decent amount of spend. I just wanted to do A/B testing on my angles, so I literally just had 2 ABOs. Well, yeah, 2 ad set budget. Yeah, 2 ad sets in an ABO, so that I could actually just, is this one performing better than this one? Is this one better than this one? Is this one better than this one? And then when I figured out which one is better than which one, I was able to then put them into a CBO. All right. Marcus, the page is not like before just because the data feels not good. That's why you didn't add something or change something, make something good. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, good luck, Marcus. Keep in touch with the coaches and let's uplift this store and take everything I've told you today and nail it. Absolutely nail it. Logan and Verity. Being a bit slow on making new ads. You did make C7, and you'll see after putting C1 and C2 into AI and asking it for help to create a script, combining ideas of those as they have received the most sales. It didn't get any sales in roughly 4 to 5 days. You turned it off. You've then launched C8, which is a combo of both C1 and C2. It's only been running since last night. Let me know my thoughts. All right, first thing we're going to do is make sure we see our add to carts and our initiate checkouts, because we may not have an ad problem. Nine add to carts, 6 checkouts, and 5. Oh, that's pretty good. So that was a good week. And then lately, the last 2 weeks, oof, 4 checkouts, 13 add to carts is not bad. Let's just do the maths there for a second. So you had, here is the number of clicks. Link clicks, 300 link clicks. So what percentage is 13 to 300? I think it's about 4 or 5%. Yeah, 4.3%. That's good. That's good. 4.3% is good. So we have a bit of a problem where people are adding to cart, but they're not bothering to get to checkout. So new static ads didn't really work. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so static ads, this type of static ad, let's just not bother with them for a while. That's not working yet. And that's cool. Static ads don't work for me for some of my health products either. What have we spent here? $484 to 1 purchase, or 2 purchases. 10 add to carts. I will go through all of them and have a look. I'm not just going to focus on this one.
I'm a licensed massage therapist, and this has been one of my go-to self-care tools for myself and things that I highly recommend to my clientele as well.
The product works very, very well. It does exactly what they say it's going to do. Very surprised.
I mean, that was your best ad for a while. All right, let's have a look at C8. Combine C1 and C2. Yeah, so C7, terrible click-through. I would have turned that one off too. C5, terrible click-through. I would have turned that one off too. C1 has an okay click-through. It's okay, not brilliant. But C8, this is looking pretty good. You've spent $68 in there for 3 add to carts. Ooh, yeah, keep this one going. You might be onto something here.
I genuinely thought this thing was a gimmick until I tried it.
Good hook.
My shoulders, my upper back, and I was genuinely blown away by how
But there is one thing that's putting me off. There is that like
my upper back, and I genuinely thought this thing was a gimmick until I tried it. I started using
at 3 seconds, you got that very harsh, distorted microphone moment. So that could be impacting the way that this works.
on my shoulders and my upper back, and I was genuinely blown away by how well this device works.
I'm a licensed massage therapist, and this has been one of my go-to self-care.
Okay.
It does exactly see it because it's before it sells out.
All right, cool. So I would let this one run. You may have something here that's getting close. Now, like I said for my snoring store, it took me 15 different founder videos before I knew exactly what to say and what not to say. 15. I was getting warmer and warmer each time, as I think you will find. I think you're pretty close. I'd like you to keep going, but I just want to check your website because something is making me a little bit alarmed. Why are we getting so many add to carts? And try different locations too. Oh. Okay, let's just have another look. When I go to your website, it is entirely unclear which of these is selected. The way that you've done your bundling, we need to actually have the selected one being very painfully obvious. Now, one of the things that I do usually is I'll almost buy one, I'll have, because this is like 50% off. So you shouldn't say standard price. You should say 50% off. And on these ones, it gets a bit ridiculous when you start seeing websites saying, hey, this is 55% off and this is 58% off. Like, come on. No, it's not. No, it's not. No one's knocking off 60%. That's crazy. Instead, you can do save an extra 15%, save an extra 20%. That makes more sense. That makes me trust your brand a little bit more because it makes more sense. Do everyday aches stop you from feeling your best? I don't think this is the strongest that you could really be. I would run this through Claude, right? And I wouldn't get Claude to go editing your page. Everything looks good enough. Oh, you got your scratchy here, great. Everything looks good enough. But I would be running this through Claude to ask it if it has any ideas for other ways we could say these things or other blocks of information and text we could put in there so that we're covering the right information for the right people. Like, who is this for exactly? I don't know the answer to that, by the way. Who is this for? What kind of person is doing this to their muscles? Is this for people who work out a lot? Is that what we're doing here? Or is this for people who actually have muscle problems or skeleto-muscular problems? Either of those answers is going to dictate how we change this. Boost circulation for faster muscle recovery, heat and red light for deep pain relief, relieve tension for instant muscle relaxation, restore mobility. So if this was geared towards people who work out, then you wouldn't have the last one in there. And you'd probably find one in there for maximize your results and get back to training faster, that kind of thing. And then that would sort of dictate what these were going to be, because these don't feel strong enough. The imagery is great. And again, get rid of that number one cupping device stuff. You can't substantiate that. Facebook will see that and your CPM will be higher. You'll get a much cheaper cost per click when you remove that kind of stuff from the website. Now, let's just go through and buy this. You're not 100% sure to target gym recovery, so here's what you do. You come over to your website in Shopify, you duplicate this product, and you create a new landing page. So a new product template for one version and a new product template for the other version. And you go and you use Claude and you say, hey, we got to make this thing down to gym goers. And you do the whole thing for gym goers. And then on the other page, we're going to do this for people who suffer with daily muscle pain. So you'll have two going there. And then you run some Facebook ads with the ads that you've currently got going to both of those pages. And you see which one gets you the cheapest cost per conversion. And that tells you what you're going to be focusing on. And then that will actually dictate to you the kind of things that you're going to now say in your ads. I've done that for many of my websites. All right, now did we add this to cart? So we're going to buy this unit, add to cart. This doesn't make any sense. You've got buy one, buy two, but then you've got your variance here. This is so confusing, and I guarantee you, this right here, you're probably losing half your sales just from this little bit alone. There is no reason to have all the variance in here if you're going to be using caching. So this one should be selected by default. Get rid of your bundle variance. Oh man, that'll probably make a big difference just doing that. All right, now let's go in and check out. Oh, and this is the problem here. Get rid of this immediately. If you're having any troubles on your conversion rate and you've got a pop-up on the checkout, this is 9 times out of 10 the culprit. Now, I know we teach you in the Freedom Club course to try this because when it works, beautiful. You can make a ton of money really easily. But it rarely works because it really depends on having the exact right products. Someone coming in for a cupping muscle product doesn't need an eye mask product and probably already has one of these. So for now, just get rid of this bundle completely, because even if I wanted your product, most people when they see this, they literally get like decision frozen. And because they can't decide what to do, they end up just not doing anything and closing the tab down. How do you set up A/B tests? You just set up a separate campaign. One campaign goes to one landing page, the other campaign goes to the other landing page. Keep it simple. You can do A/B tests in Facebook. I don't bother. Not for this sort of thing. All right. And get rid of this. This is Australia. Even asking for a tip can mean that you don't get anything. even the audacity of asking for a tip means they just walk away. So get rid of that. Yomo, what about having an upsell on your cart? Yeah, cart upsells, perfect, as long as it doesn't stop the flow of somebody wanting to check out. Nothing that pops up. After they've clicked add to cart, everything has to be super smooth and easy. Once you've got your money, then you upsell. So you use post-purchase upsells. So you take the credit card out of their wallet, and then you're like, hey, would you like this as well? You charge it first, and then you're like, hey, do you want this as well? And this, and this, and this. Right when they're in the mood for giving you money. So there's a bunch of stuff there that's going to help you. All right, Tim and Bella, Baby Bliss. You've launched ads on July 19th with raving customer comments. Still watching the videos and getting your heads around the metrics. You want some guidance. I can't help you unless I have an invitation to your ad account. Well, let me see if I've got one. I don't know if I do. One second. No, I don't have an invitation to your ad account. So what we'll do is, if you can invite me, please invite me as an admin to your business, to my email. Send me the invite and I can do a full review for you on Monday. All right, we're almost out of time, guys. Why don't I just open the floor up? Any last questions for the night while we're here? I think we had a question over on YouTube. This one's quite detailed. Okay, so we got can't scroll up enough. Here we go. Great CTR. You only had 30 spend. Oh, we did that one. Okay, daily spend limit is over 2K. I'm spending £30, £300 daily on another product, which is doing really well. Yeah, look, sometimes you can run into deliverability problems on Facebook where it's not spending your whole thing. The best thing to do is get onto Facebook support. Go and chat with the AI chatbot and sort of insist on talking with somebody over on Facebook, because you may need Facebook to intervene and figure out why the hell that ad's not working. The second thing you can actually do is just duplicate the campaign. Sometimes that's all it takes to kick it off again and get that spend up to the full spend. You're getting sales on other products from the store, even though the primary advertising is one product. What are my thoughts on running carousel ad? Look, if you're running a jewelry brand, you should be running carousel ads 100%. Oh yeah, Andy, do we turn off AI enhancements? Yes. So the enhancements that you should be turning off, if we've still got this ad over here. The first important thing is once you press submit on your ad, even though you haven't selected anything bad, Facebook will put bad things in there, okay? Facebook will mess this up for you. Aisha and Dane, after you viewed your ads Monday, which are off, you got a random sale yesterday, currently making all the website's edits. Good. Excellent. That can happen. Someone who was already in your sales funnel, who already sort of had decided they wanted it, they can take a couple of days to decide. So the first thing we want to go test is creative setup. I don't like any of these to be on, so I turn them all off. Second thing, be very careful down here. Always click edit here and always remove the carousel unless you're the sort of product where carousels make sense, which is nobody in the Freedom Club. If you're selling jewelry, keep this on. If you're not, keep it off. Collection I turn off as well for the same reason. For home craftology, I leave this on. For other businesses, I leave this off. Thirdly, be very careful because as you come down here, it'll encourage you to add a whole bunch of images or videos to your ad. I don't know where they pop up. There could be anywhere down here where it says like additional media, delete them all. And under your settings here for enhancements, I usually have most of these turned on. I don't mind these. I don't mind some of these. They're not that bad at all. And I do always turn off translating because I sometimes saw my own ads for home craftology in like Greek or Arabic, and like, why? If I'm seeing my own ads in Arabic, then other people are seeing them too. Ridiculous. Should you use Advantage Plus for your ads? Yes, you should. And should you launch your image ads? Yes, you should launch them just to start off with. Just give them a try. Sometimes image ads do great depending on the product. Sometimes they don't. And Tim and Bella, I will review that and accept your invitation. I'll do it off stream. I don't like doing it on stream. But we'll get to those on Monday. So continue getting more data for your ad account until Monday, and then I'll do a big review. If you could pop in your question into Monday's marketing review call, it'll guarantee your slot. How about multi-advertisers? I always leave multi-advertisers turned on. Yomo, you're running 2 ad sets. ABO, you got 2 sales on each since the 4th of the days. What should you do next? So you're running 2 ad sets ABO. You've got, well, maybe if you have enough ads, maybe it's time to launch a CBO. CBOs are my favorite way to scale. And to show you how they work, the structure you should be looking at. So this to me is a scaling structure. We have retention. I have 2 retentions running because I actually have a few products that I sell to people who have already been to the website, and it does really well. So sometimes you can have multiple retention campaigns. This to me is how we scale. So we have, for me, prospecting over here at the worst ROAS. Retargeting, I'm still working on. Retargeting is doing okay. I need this to be a little bit lower, and I need this to be a little bit higher. But if I can get retargeting to a 2, I'll be thrilled because I'll be making a ton of money. Retention is where I make all of my profit because people come back and they buy a lot more from me. But if you can set up your campaigns this way and you can set up your exclusions correctly so that your prospecting is only getting shown, I'll show you right now. Prospecting ad sets only ever get shown to people who haven't purchased. So we're excluding people who've purchased, we're excluding people who've gone to the website, people who've added to cart. All the people who have done anything are excluded. And you can see here, it says switch to a recommended setup. So I've actually clicked limit my ads. This isn't for anyone new, okay? If you're just launching ads, this isn't for you. If you're scaling, this is what you must do to scale. And the reason why we do this is because, for example, in my second campaign for retargeting, I now exclude people who've purchased. And these are only people who visited my website. These are only people who've added to cart. And these are only people who've been engaging with my ads. And the reason why this is important is because now I can pinpoint exactly where my problems are. Engagers and website visitors. If I can get that cost per purchase down a little bit more, I'll be thrilled. And because of that, now I can figure out a strategy. What will make website visitors come back and purchase? Well, obviously, it's going to be an offer. Now I can test out different offers to different people who are in a different stage of the life cycle. Same for my retention. I can give them different ads with a different offer. Sam, it might be Sam's video that I modeled this off. Have a look. Yeah, that looks like the guy. The most important thing is then going and creating all of your audiences. It's funny too. It's funny because this is the kind of structure that I used to run in like 2021 that did quite well, and then it stopped doing quite well, and then everyone was using the one campaign structure, but now I oops, my video's off. But now I'm actually running the this structure here, and it's doing quite well. Tim and Bella, your CPMs are $45 and cost per click is $4. Should you keep the campaign going into Monday? Yeah, keep the campaign going. Don't narrow your audiences yet. At this point in your e-commerce career, we are not about narrowing, we are about broadening. Okay, in the future you can narrow, but for now you're broadening. And don't worry about $45 CPM. That's actually quite cheap. If your cost per click is $4, it means your ads probably have a very low CTR, and we need to work on the CTR in order to do better. All right, guys, I'm going to have to jump off. That wraps up today's call. I hope you've all learned something, and I hope to see you all on Monday when I'll be back for more of this. So don't stop learning. Don't stop making money, and go back and do some work, guys. I'll just wait for these last couple of questions to land. Not a question. You're welcome, guys. All right, take it easy. I'll be back next week.